Welcome back, folks. This is Star Wars D6 here on Let's Roleplay. Once again, I am not your host, Duhad. I am the GM, Kit. I am joined today by Winter,
Hello.
Time Knight,
Hey.
Moonstruck Ragamuffin,
Hello again.
and while he isn't here just yet, Morath will be joining us.
I'm here.
Oh, excellent. Morath has joined us. When last we met our heroes, two of them were learning new and interesting skills on the ship, and two of them were getting into trouble. We will soon be checking in with the ones who are learning interesting skills on the ship, but first we got to deal with the ones who are getting into trouble. So, Rosa and Chalk went ahead and tried to case one of the four smaller data cores on the station. The one that was unlisted. They found that it is in an area of the station that has no humans whatsoever in it. It is guarded by two armed guards from a very large and burly species who are carrying blasters and are wearing body armor. There are also people inside the room who are doing some sort of computing. The two of you started heading in another direction. Are you planning on looking at any of the other data cores? Are you heading on back to the ship? What's going to go on?
Definitely not going straight back to the ship quite yet.
Okay.
I figure we'll keep looking around and check out some of the other data cores, just so we don't look like we actually rushed back scared of some Herglex.
And just forgot what we were doing and it just ended up shopping instead of doing what we were supposed to do.
So, are you going to be heading towards? Are you going to be headed towards the Deep Six area? Are you going to be headed towards the cafeteria providers area, or are you going to be headed towards the import-export?
Import-export, then the cafeteria, I think.
Okay. So you're
right.
going to go ahead and cross the bazaar again, and then swing around to the cafeteria?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make your way back through the bazaar, and again, this time both of you are likely to notice that as you get further away from this particular data core, humans become more common, up to the point where it, in the middle of the station, is pretty much at the levels that you would expect just flying in this part of the galaxy, in the mid-rim, or rather inner rim. That, there's humans about, there's near humans, there's aliens of all different types. People seem to be getting along just fine here.
Okay.
Heading straight for import-export at this point?
Again, meandering that direction.
Okay. Yeah.
If we look rushed like we're going someplace, it's not the best in case we're being followed.
Right. Go ahead and roll me searches. So 40 plus 2 for Rosa.
Oh, what would I need? Just perception.
Perception for you, so 3d plus 1.
Okay.
The hell dice.
Let's see. I got 11 with my action dice being 6.
6. Okay, so go ahead and roll again and add that.
Just roll the 1d.
Yeah, the 1d.
6, or righty. That's wait, hold on. Technically it's 12 actually. I forgot to add the plus 1.
Okay.
And I add 12, 16.
16. Okay, cool. And what did Rosa get?
23.
23. Okay. This area of the station, as you go through it, now knowing as you do that there's a bit of an abnormality out there. The import-export business seems fairly normal in the species that are here. That being said, there's less people. It seems like they may have mostly shut down for the night over around here. There's more people headed towards what appear to be barracks of some sort. And if you continue walking, you'll be able to make it up to the room that has the server in it. There don't appear to be any armed guards.
All right, well, that sounds dandy right there.
Yep. We should just go ahead and head back to the cafeteria, maybe grab a bite, and then we'll figure something out.
Okay. So you're now going to head around the station towards the area where the food service company is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, fairly similar. This is a little bit busier because, after all, well, when it comes to restauranteering, when other people quit, that's when your job starts. But the actual corporate section of this appears to be less busy. People don't give you too much of a look as you walk around here. Again, it looks like the room is not guarded. And again, as Rosa is able to see through walls, there is no one inside this one.
Okay.
Gonna head and get a bite to eat after this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you head to a cafeteria. It's doing pretty good business. Food seems all right. There is any number of conversations going on, so even if someone wanted to eavesdrop on you, they'd have a hard time over just the din that's going on.
Right.
Okay.
So Chuck.
Yeah. What about?
How are you with tiny spaces?
How so?
Specifically crawling through them for a length of time.
Let me see here. I'm gonna roll this. Let's see. I'm just gonna roll a d6. I'm all right with it. I mean, it really depends on how long.
So my thought is, and I'm gonna look sense for this. From what I know, spaceships need to circulate a lot of air.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes they're just big enough for somebody to fit through.
Oh.
So would you be comfortable with that, or is that going to freak you out?
I'll be fine as long as I'm not in there for like overly long time. Like I should be fine.
Okay. I'm going to see if there's an air duct that connects directly to the unlisted server room.
Okay, how are you planning on doing this?
With the Force.
Okay.
I mean, one other way would be to check the system schematics, but...
Well, that's not a very Rosa thing, so...
No.
Roll it. 60 plus 1.
Stop that, dice. I need a bad roll for something tonight.
Just let me roll for it.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to, but that's not what my dice are doing. 29.
Okay. Well, there's only so much that the Force can do for you, but the Force will confirm that if you get into one of the larger air ducts, you should be able to make your way through them.
Right. So
And you can certainly hope that when you're in the ducts that it would guide you to the correct place.
I think this is rather important, but what I'm going to do is split the party even further, just to annoy our good old GM a little further. But I'm gonna suggest that we get into the main server room and start implementing something there while I go ahead and see what I can find out from the unlisted one, even though that's going to be a good bit of crawling.
Okay, so your plan is to both go into the air ducts, right?
Yep.
One of you go ahead and crawl along to the unlisted server room,
Mm-hmm.
which is you, who has no real slicing ability.
Correct.
And what, just like listen from the air ducts and see what you can learn?
Basically.
Okay. Meanwhile, the other one of you is going to crawl all the way down the spindle, which would involve doing some acrobatics down, some fairly straight vertical shafts that have air going through them. A good 5 stories.
Okay.
And let them get into the main server, where they can then, assuming that they don't fall and die, hack the...
See, you're just poking holes in everything I say.
I'm just saying, I want to check exactly what your plan is here. I just want to make sure that I know the proper falling damages I need to apply.
None, because the plan was just to get Chuck to slice into the main server room as directly as
you
possible.
could definitely do that.
Yes.
That is a doable thing.
Yes, but not for his level of expertise in certain things, like acrobatics and falling.
I don't think that I fall well. I don't know. Not quite sure.
Chuck, I am certain that you fall magnificently. My question is how well you land.
That is the true question. So the plan was for us to kind of split up at the main junction as Chuck goes back down with the bag, clearly. And then I get into the air ducts somehow.
Okay. That should definitely be doable. Is Chuck also going to try and break his way into the main server room when he goes down there?
Yeah, I'll just kind of let's see how am I going to do this?
That's the question.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to use I am definitely not going to use the air ducts. I'm probably just going to go down the down the lift and just kind of try to sneak in, I guess.
Okay. So excellent. We've got a plan. The two of you go ahead, split up. The bag is given over to Chuck, and we will hop over to our 2 eager learners on the ship. What do?
Well, they're certainly taking a bit of time.
Yes.
But I guess they have a long distance to travel, so I'm sure it's fine.
We haven't seen anybody parading out here to surrender them and then kick us off the station or arrest us, so odds are they haven't been caught yet.
Yeah. But anyway.
There is an operative word in that sentence.
Yes.
Is this something? Is this the kind of thing that your group typically does, or?
Well, I pretty much met Brass right before I came to the bar to meet up with the rest, and then we split up again. So we don't really have a normal. This is starting to become the beginning of what could be a normality or an normality.
Thought may flit through Brass's mind. Oh my god, this is my new normal.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. You know, someone else should be able to know how to pilot this thing if I go down in some case.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You'd think.
All right. Mainly, I've done some piloting before, but it's mostly been ground vehicles.
Yeah, there's quite a few differences, especially
I
between this and what in my normal ground transportation, being
Yeah.
beast riding.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Okay. Are you going to go ahead and try and show Galena how to fly the ship?
yes.
Quick question to Rosa: has a flight simulator been installed?
I'm pretty sure they sent it out the airlock with a certain Togruta.
Evens or odds?
Evens.
Wait, hold on. I thought that it was.
Evens.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
That wasn't the only copy, Graham.
There's never only one copy.
To be fair, it's basically a sentient virus at this point.
Yes, it is. Okay. So yes, as you go ahead and sit down in the pilot and co-pilot seat, Brass, you notice that there is a brand new program on the ship.
Oh no.
How right you are. The boys at Deep Six went ahead and added on a training mode to this ship so you can teach her how to fly the best way you know how.
On simulators.
Go ahead.
I mean,
and roll
experience.
knowledge plus space transport. So 3D plus 2. And Galena, you will be rolling mechanical, 2D.
Yeah. Oh, but a 6 on the wild die.
12.
Cool.
13.
13. Okay. Brass is not making very much sense. But hey, this simulator is, yeah, it tells you the way that you should move the stick, and as you start tuning out Brass, you get closer and closer into it, and you think that you're doing it right, and eventually a check mark goes up on this screen, and then music starts playing.
Oh no.
And then the screen, which had been showing space up to that point, starts to fade in green flesh. Gyrating green flesh.
Galena turns with an angry scowl to look at the Gungan. Takes off her.
Your console is also showing a pair of Gamorrean boars who are enjoying themselves quite vigorously. There's a popular song coming out with it as well. You have never seen this on your ship before in your life.
Yeah. What?
You wish that you had never seen it in your life. Or at least, that's what I assume. Is Brass a xenophile?
I don't think to this extent.
Okay. Yes, Brass, you are looking horrified.
Yes.
You know, what do?
She starts cracking her knuckles. It's like, is this what that thing that they called, that the people on this last station called hazing?
No, I've never seen this before. I swear.
She flicks it off and just like
When
puts
she
her
hits
hand.
the power switch, it does not stop.
She then looks very, very surprised, and the surprised look turns to Brass. Then goes, "No, you wouldn't install something." You know, her logic goes, "No, he wouldn't install something that basically turned this thing into a poltergeist," and then turns back. Okay, this is weird.
You're telling me.
Somebody has either played a terrible prank or been looking at some very, very long hollow sites, and we need to find out who. Odds are it's either you or the Time Knight. What is your character's name?
Chuck. No.
It's either you or Chalk. Because well,
innocent Jedi couldn't possibly be looking at things like this.
well, to be fair, he can't possibly be looking at something like this for very different reasons, which is the reasons that Galena is pointing out, because obviously, so it's either been, and if you say it wasn't you,
then then we're both on the same wavelength here. We have some questions.
And he is a slicer.
Yeah.
So he could obviously get those videos anywhere. At least I assume that's what people learn slicing for. At least that's always the way they did it that's always how the Jedi learned it in the videos back in the old propaganda films back home.
And he's had access to the ship for a bit of time when I was off of it.
Well, I mean, like, even so, you could get it in transit.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But if he's a slicer, he should also know how to remove it.
By the way, as the two of you have been talking, the volume on the song is increasing.
Raz is trying to crank it down.
It ain't helping.
Kalena's gonna be looking for the plugs to the power.
I should note that this is playing on the main console to the ship.
I am aware. She's looking for a power plug.
She's not finding one. She might have to go down to the main breakers in engineering.
Yeah,
she doesn't realize. Keep in mind, this is her first exposure to interspecies support. Okay, she is now summarily terrified.
Brass runs down to the engine.
The door is locked.
The fuck? He just tries to kick it once and then just hurts his toe a bit. And then just starts slamming on it. If anyone's in there, what the hell?
I'm gonna look at. Is there a console for regular operations that isn't being infested with this?
There is a console next to you. There are a number of consoles in the ship that are not displaying the horror. You can hear it playing from the cockpit, however.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking at the logs to see if if the ramp has been lowered since we raised it. As after the party left, Rosa and.
Did you bring the ramp back up after the two of them left?
Of course, security.
Okay. In which case, it has not been lowered.
We're the only ones in the ship.
Well, I promise that it's not me.
No, I'm aware of that. We've got a computer virus. Or some sort of abomination that, we used to only associate with Jedi back where I lived. But, we know better now.
Are you speaking directly to Chaka, or are you continuing to look at the screen as this goes on?
I mean, she's kind of transfixed by what's going on the screen, I'll be honest.
So you're just kind of looking at the standard operations of the ship? You're not anymore.
I know.
It's fixing in.
We've got a computer virus.
It's not fading in, but a window has appeared at the top corner of the screen and is just dragging across, getting larger and larger.
Oh my.
Can I make This would be a knowledge roll, but I'm not sure if I have the precise skill for it.
What are you thinking about?
Well, this thing is sentient, and we figured out that it can communicate last time.
Yes, but you don't know that.
Right. I'm trying to see if Galena can figure out that it's trying to at the moment.
You can roll a base knowledge here, which is going to run off of pop culture for you, but this one's going to be very difficult.
What about language?
Go ahead, give it a try. 3 plus 1.
Ooh, 15. No, 16, because I get a plus 1.
16. Very good roll.
Not enough.
The jiggling of the sax is... There may be a frequency modulation in there, but you're a little bit too distracted by what's going on to see it.
Okay, so, but can she tell it's definite that something's trying to communicate with her, or
no, she cannot?
Okay.
In this case, the medium of the message is enough to obscure the fact that there may be, in fact, be a message.
Okay. All right. So, what I've got to figure out is, how much do you care about that cockpit door?
If you're asking me that, then the answer is, I mean, they're already on a place where they can fix it, and they might be able to add that to the cost of everything.
Just hammer it back into place. All right, fair enough. Because I would like to get out of this place that it keeps on showing me things that I can never unsee.
Oh, you're not in the cockpit, for the record. The locked door is the one to engineering.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm going to try the cockpit doors. Or is the cockpit just, we know that works?
Well, it worked before for you. You can try again and see if it's locked.
All right, I will.
Door opens just fine.
All right.
The screens are showing you.
Just like every screen on the ship at this point?
No, just in the cockpit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wait, so every screen in the cockpit is showing this, right?
Yes.
I am going to, or she is going to attempt to use the computer and get it off the screen enough to hit the cockpit controls to engineering.
Okay. Roll mechanical. 2D.
Just 6.
Yeah, no.
Raz, is there any breaks? Is there any holes in the door or anything like that he can slip a recording rod through to see if there's anyone actively in the engine room blocking it? Because that's his current theory.
There's no holes, but there is a porthole into there, so you could look through.
Then yeah, he's gonna look through.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception roll.
At search.
Yes, definitely.
So 40. $11.
11. Okay, you don't see anyone in there.
Hmm.
You see still some sensors and such that are set up, but you don't see anyone in there.
Well, it furthers your evidence that no one's doing this and that's just all a computer thing. As there's no one in there.
I think I might have a way for the to make sure that the to make sure that the footage doesn't get out. And this is going to sound crazy.
Brass is already thinking of probably what you're thinking, and he starts to smirk.
Right. So I have a fight with somebody tomorrow. How easy do you think it would be for when that's happening, for you to go over to her datapad and slip in whatever this is?
Well, that's not exactly what I was thinking, but it would be possible. I mean, if it was, then if she connected
Because I mean,
it to
if
the server,
it spread, well, no, if
Yeah.
it spreads as rapidly as this goes, she's constantly being surrounded by by recording equipment, which means eventually it'll end up back in, the server.
but they need to be connected at some point. That's how it all works. But it
Right,
could be a way
but
to
if it
flush.
transmits wirelessly,
That's fair. If it could completely flush out the system, yes.
Well, okay. What we'll need to do is have her have our friend put it on to open broadcast.
Yeah, I think that's much more Chop's strong suit, but we first need to get it out of playing in the cockpit. The noise is getting a little too loud for me. With because he's just trying to cover his ears, but they're just too big to be covered easily.
Yeah, you've got a +2 pip to hearing checks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galena's gonna throw on her headset and then try to dial up one of the other two.
Okay, so you're gonna try and use a comlink to reach them?
Yep.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and cut back to our 2 infiltration crew. First things first, Chalk.
Yeah.
So you're heading back down with the bag, and are you going to try and do a little B&E on the main server core?
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okie dokie. Well, you're not really a security guy, but hey, tech is tech. You should be able to at least try and do something with that.
Yeah.
So,
I do have slicing and
yeah. So, go ahead and make yourself a little sneak roll.
Okay. Just my base perception. That would be good. Yeah, that's just kind of what I've been doing so far. Oh boy, that doesn't look too good. Well, at least there's none of these. At least the force die is not a 1. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
That's something.
Okay, let's see. That would be an 8.
An 8. Okay. So you get off the turbo lift, and you know where you're going to be going. As you get closer to there, you look around yourself all shifty-like, hike up the collar of your long coat, and just generally try and looking as conspicuous as possible. You make your way there, trying to keep your feet all silent. You might have kicked over a bucket. That being said, there doesn't seem to be anyone around, so that's good at least.
Oh.
You are confronted by a door, which is locked.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a systems diagnostic roll. So, 40 plus 1.
40. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. That is a 16.
16. Okay. You take a look at the door, look it over. It's an electronic lock. You should be able to get past that. But there is an alarm on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this isn't an alarm that you are unable to bypass. After all, you are one of the greatest slicers formerly on Narshada. Never mind the fact that you got caught. But
Not my fault.
This is an easy door. This shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Okay.
gonna go ahead and slice this door?
Yeah, let's slice this thing open.
All right. The thing that you are really good at, 5D plus 2.
5D plus 2. There. I mean. Okay. I mean, What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing,
Okay.
nothing whatsoever.
Oh, well, this is perfect. Let's see, that is a 20, and my force die is a 6.
Excellent. Reroll and add.
Alrighty. That's 25.
25. Excellent. Door pops open at your hacking eliteness. There is no one inside.
All right.
Are you going to continue to try and be sneaky? Or are you, now that you've gotten past the security, going to decide it's time for the slicer to slice?
Let's see. Better safe than sorry. I'll try to. It didn't work the first time.
3D plus 1.
But what are the odds of me failing a stealth roll twice in a row?
It's more likely than you think.
Yeah, I got a 15 this time.
15. Okay, excellent. There are no buckets on the floor for you to trip over this time. You slide your way in, close the door behind you, and ooh, look at this terminal. Just all inviting and ready, and password line. Like that's going to stop me.
Alrighty, let's
slice. And what are you looking for?
Let's see. First, I'm gonna be trying to look for. I guess I'm gonna look for like the camera feeds. I guess.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Go ahead and make me a slicing roll. Again, 5d plus 2.
5d plus 2. That is a 24.
24. God damn. Okay. So you are able to find the camera feeds. One of the things that you did not notice while you were walking in here was the fact that there were, in fact, security cameras. That caught your rather embarrassing display. That being said, you now have the security cameras to take a look at and wipe any incriminating evidence if you so desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna, first of all, I'm definitely gonna wipe anything that camera is seeing. That is like one of the first things. Once I'm done, I'll deleting all the stuff regarding regarding the hyperdrive and stuff, all the stuff that is relevant to our mission.
Okay. There's surprisingly little of it in this data core.
All right. I'll just like.
Stuff that you really have here. There's nothing that mentions the hyperdrive. There is a note that a ship with a Jedi on it did dock. There's a couple of interesting things here. There's like some message feed stuff from the production company that does mention, actually that one actually does mention the hyperdrive. And this is all stuff that's already gotten out. Is there anything else that you're looking for while you're here or want to do to this computer core?
I'm gonna try to see if I can access the cameras that are inside the unlisted server room.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Do I need to?
You are able to go ahead and. You're able to go ahead and get to some of them. They are going ahead and broadcasting back fuzz. That being said, considering your specialty, that there's actually data here. It's just encrypted.
Okay, well, I can do encryption stuff.
You'd have to decrypt in this case, but yeah, though that's probably not something that you're going to do like in real time. This is more you can grab some data and try and decrypt it later.
Okay, then I'll do that then. Okay.
Anything else that you want to do?
Let's see. Let's see. Can I I'd like to look up to see if I can find any information on where of like who supplies of like suppliers for like the parts, particularly. Excuse me.
For
yeah,
the
like
and the military weapons that they've got.
Yeah.
Okay. You are able to find that. There is definitely some interplay between the import-export business and Deep Six, and including like heavy bulk items. It's probably a pretty good bet that they get some of their stuff through them. There also appears to be some of it coming from the unlisted source, which you are able to get a bit more on. It's not unlisted here. That is a wholly owned Diversity Alliance server.
Would I know what
the is?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. They are the people who put out the bounty on the man that you were hired by the Boraran trading fleet to track down.
Okay.
Also, really don't like humans. Really don't like humans. They are a pan-alien political movement that's essentially saying, screw you, this is not good enough. Aliens should be on top.
Okay. Can I make like a copy of this information for me to take with me?
Yes, you can. You should be able to make a copy of pretty much all the stuff. At the moment, this computer core is your bitch.
Okay, well,
you've got root access.
I feel like that might be all that I want to do for right now.
All right, are you going to go ahead and leave a back door?
Back door. What do you mean by that?
Like an easy way to get back into this computer core.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, go ahead and roll me another slicing.
Well, let's see. That would be a 20.
20, okay, excellent. And roll me a 1d6 as well.
1d6, gotcha. 2.
2, okay. You feel like the force might have been tugging at your mind, but it doesn't come up. You are able to go ahead and put a back door into here. You should be able to slice right back into it from your data pad if you want to. You don't even need to get back in the room.
Okay. Are
you going to leave and head back to the ship, or what?
Have I deleted like the footage from the camera of me coming in and doing all this?
Yes, you have. In fact, at this point, you've essentially done the trick where you looped footage of an empty corridor, so there isn't like a obvious gap.
Okay. Yeah. I'm done here. I'm gonna kind of try to. I'll try to kind of. I'll come out. Just try to be inconspicuous or whatever. Inconspicuously come out of there.
Heading back to the ship?
I'll be like heading that way.
Okay, cool. So our other infiltrator, you're going to be jumping in the air ducts?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely doable. People don't generally go ahead and really secure the air ducts so much, mostly because they don't expect people to get in it. This would have been a tight fit for poor Chalk, but as you are younger than he is, and still not full grown, you are able to make your way up into the air ducts.
Oh, good.
Though it is a good bet that after a year, maybe two, you're probably not going to be able to pull this trick again, except on the really big air ducts.
Good to know.
So, you were planning to navigate your way to the unlisted to your room?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me sense.
Sweet, beautiful die. Why do you do this to me? Okay.
What?
33.
33. Okay, excellent. Normally for a person this would be very difficult to do, but the fact that you can see through walls kinda helps your case.
Just a little bit.
You make your way to the air ducts above the server room. What are you planning on doing while there?
Well, I'm just gonna see if I can overhear them, and granted, there's probably a lot of humming and maybe some different languages, but it'd still be good to listen in.
Go ahead and make me a perception. 40.
18.
18. Excellent. There are different languages here. In fact, there are quite a few of them. There's a couple of chats going on between people who are working at the terminals inside there. You think that you have picked out and can, well, actually, no, you can see this, that there are 8 people in there. None of them are actually the same race. All of them are different varieties of alien. And each one of them appears to speak multiple different languages. Some of them are chatting back and forth as they work on their terminals. A couple of other ones are going ahead and appear to be fielding calls. If you continue to listen, you may be able to get from the basic conversations that come up, the same, language that everyone uses, that they are taking reports from different bounty hunters who are searching all over this particular segment of the galaxy. The name Ornithal comes up a lot. Anything else that you want to do while you're here?
Besides swear under my breath and then start crawling back the way I came.
Okay. Are you going to go quickly, or are you going to try and sneak?
Sneak.
I don't think so.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Not quite as good this time. 16.
16. Okay, that's still enough. Between the hubbub that's going on in the room as well as the humming and such, no one quite hears the sound of the HVAC going kung 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 as you go ahead and crawl your way. Probably a good thing that they didn't hear it when you came in too. By the time that you make it to the entrance point that you had, you're pretty dusty, but none really the worse for wear.
Right. Well, we'll pat off some of the dust and then head down.
Okay. So this is about the time that. Which one of them did you call there, Graham? On the comlink.
I would have probably called probably a conference call, actually.
Okay, so Rosa, you've just about made your way to the turbo lifts when your comlink goes off, and Chalk, you are getting close to the actual area where the ships are parked.
Okay.
I assume I'm also a part of this conference call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're there with
Yeah,
Galena,
but
so.
I guess we're close enough. Yeah.
Are you the two of you going to be staying on the ship as this goes on? Is there going to be background music?
Yes.
We're going to try and get off.
Oh no. There will be no getting off of any kind. No.
Poor choice of words.
Are you
Poor
going to
choice of
try
words.
and leave the ship?
No.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah. So I assume that you
So,
guys answer.
Galena, go ahead, or Graham, go ahead and give me 2 lines from Galena.
Hey, so which one of you put on the? No, it's just like, hey, you guys forgot your porn virus, by the way.
By the way, the two of you don't hear that. What you hear is Galena's voice saying, "Did the two of you succeed? Are you going to be coming back to the ship?"
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Galena, what you hear is, and also Brass, what you hear is, "What are you talking about?"
Uh-oh. The porn virus. There's a porn virus on the ship.
In my
It's
cockpit.
evil. And I figured that one of you guys made it to put on their servers.
Good to hear. I hope that everything went well.
I can't say anything about Rosa, but everything went well on my end, and I found some things that you probably should know.
Okay, what you hear is, "What kind of juvenile hacker slicer do you take me from? I'm a professional."
At this, Galena becomes immediately suspicious.
By the way, Rosa, you have heard all the stuff that Chalk has heard, and what Chalk has said. You have not heard anything that Galena has said, or anything that Galena and Brass actually, heard. Chalk, as you reach the base of the ship, all the sound cuts out. All of the images go back to normal.
Swear to God, something is up with this line.
You did hear that as you walk up the ramp to the ship.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here. And I assume.
Chuck, what you heard was, as you walked up the ramp to the ship, I swear to God, something's up with this line.
Hold on. I'll be right in. And Rosa should be here in a couple minutes.
No, like, you're in at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the ship is looking absolutely normal.
Brass goes to look to see if the program is still there.
There is no evidence of it.
Hey, so what have you guys been up to?
Getting bruises, getting viruses.
Yeah, there was a sentient porn virus, or there was a porn virus. It played throughout the entire ship.
What?
And it had some things that I think are called Gamorreans, but I've never seen anything like that before.
What?
And frankly, you only saw them from the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, if you want to, you can go ahead and make a systems diagnostic roll here.
Sure, I could do that. What is that?
That'd be a 40 plus 1 for you.
40 plus 1. Gotcha. Roll. 16.
Okay, excellent. Galena is talking crazy pants. There's nothing wrong with this system.
What are you talking about?
Your porn escaped your hard drive and attacked me. That is what I am saying.
First of all, I'm pretty sure that's not how porn works. And second of all, if Worm, Morian, I may have. Hold on.
I swear to God, Chuck, I don't want to know if you actually like that kind of shit.
No. I do. When it comes to that type of entertainment, I'm not that grotesque, shall I say. I have a little bit more, classier tastes, I guess.
Are you suggesting that the blind Jedi put porn on the ship?
Just walked up the ramp.
What are you talking about?
There was a thing. There were Gamorreans in it. It was pornography. And there was music. And it turned on when I was trying to learn how to fly the ship out of some simulator program.
A simulator program, Galena?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going crazy.
I saw it too, so I guess I'm going crazy as well.
You saw it too, Brass?
Yes. I never saw the file before, but then it just appeared. I thought it was something that, like, one of the crew of the six gave, but I guess not, hopefully. Unless they're trying to. Unless that's their payment. Neutralizing your ship.
Really?
I
Why would a bunch of mechanics just...
don't know!
Chuck, while you are in the systems of the ship, you can tell that there is no flight simulator program loaded.
There is no flight simulator, and as far as I can tell, there never has been one.
Right. I'm tired and dusty. I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, I'm a little bushed too. Yeah, maybe in the morning before call time, I'll let you know what I found.
Anything.
All right.
All right, then, and I think we will go ahead and hold it there for tonight. Folks, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.